of AKT Celebrity Reads. I'm not going to stay long. I'm just going to tell you some of the impressions that I've been getting since last night. I remember I said something last night and I didn't know what it meant. I asked you all to help me. I saw a dirt road and I saw a railroad track. And I'm wondering, why did I see the railroad track? If you all remember, you go back and listen, I mentioned railroad track. And I saw her running down the dirt road, but she was going to the crossroads to be judged and to have her soul snatched by demonic entities. These are some of the people that I'm getting that are also in the occult and have something to do with this in the other dimensions. Literally, her house is on some type of portal that's in a time warp. And there's a railroad and a dirt road that leads to a four-way crossroads that ties to this. I saw Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of the telephone, the wire, the phonograph, also worked with the deaf. Alexander Pike, wait a minute, no, I might be saying his name wrong. I know the last, Albert Pike, John D., and Rockefeller, and Harriet Tubman, and the KKK, and police that are KKK, politicians that are KKK, that are physically dead, yet still alive in a time warp, or operating with the Night Riders, killing black people and Native American people. And for some reason, Hitler and Albert Einstein is coming up. And I think Albert Einstein was German. He might have been Jewish, or I'm not sure if he was from Germany. I just saw Nikola Tesla. These people are coming up, but it's somebody else with Harriet Tubman. There's a white man with Harriet Tubman that has to defend her when she's up there in Illinois, because they don't respect her and they'll hang her goddamn ass too, because they don't like the fact that her ass is up there following astronomy, astrology, and numerology, following the spirit, helping to set these people free and preaching to them and working with some white people up there. So if y'all could tell me the history of Illinois and where this lady is and what happened at her address before this happened to her. Something happened at that lady's house before she got there or had that property. It depends on who had that property when they took it from the natives and the indigenous people, so-called blacks in that area, that whole area right there. For some reason, I see some water nearby. I don't know if water's under the ground or runs on the side of there. There's a lake, a body of water in that area where that house is. Some other violent shit dealing with the KKK took place at that house that that lady's at. And for some reason, her family is tied. It's a curse on her family. It is not just a white demonic curse. You know, this reminds me of Lovecraft Country, like I told y'all last night. We're dealing with the Necronomicon, demonic possession, and demonic rituals involving slave owners from other countries that came here to dominate our land and to take it from the indigenous people and the original Indian, Native American, so-called black. Blend them in and call them black. And the lighter, whiter, so-called Indian, that's brought in from what the Bering Strait, like an Eskimo or a Asian background. That's not the original indigenous Indian to this land with the white skin. The original one is dark skin, so-called black. Okay, So when you deal with Lovecraft Country, there was heavy demonic occult activity. And they say that it's from, what is his name? I know when they deal with Cthulhu, kind of looks like an octopus a little bit, but it's a demon. The man that wrote this is supposed to be fiction. We know that it's not fiction. This is how these slave owners control their slaves, as well as having black slaves do black magic and voodoo on some of the owners from some of the whites that had them do it, and to do it on the blacks, as well as herbology, growing rice, just like it did what in Savannah, Georgia, or dealing with the Gullah Geechee. When they brought slaves over here, so-called slaves, they got them that dealt with agriculture, spirituality, magic, science. All these people were not dumb and ignorant. And even if they didn't speak English, they were intelligent enough to create a way to speak and communicate in kind of broken English like foreigners do that they don't want to give us credit for. Or they can communicate with each other and understood what these white slave owners were saying to them. This is where I am. For some reason, I'm in the 1700s, I'm in the 1800s, early 1900s with her family. There must have been some slaves in her family, or people that were treated with slaves, because now I'm seeing horses surrounding that area and having them run over these people and kick these people, and these slave auctioning and slave court. She's in slave court. Where she was caught, this man must have racist blood and racist ancestors running through his bloodline. This police that shot her, but this is the thing that they telling me. It's other bodies connected to that white police. Black folks, even black women, raped, murdered, missing, that's in that area. They saying a lot of these murders in different states are tied to police is doing them. Racist police is doing them. And then women come up missing and black women come up missing. You don't know if fucking police did it. Him. She said this ain't the only time he did this here. And he left some of them alive, and that group, them white men that's with him. If them not the ones that's always with him, they need to look at the white men that was with him, because they would go on night rides and do that shit. Be called to a certain area, somebody get hurt, or just congregate in a certain area where black folks at or black men's at. Do shit to them, or straight up murder them or extort them, and then rob them, roll their fucking pockets, dump them, they find them dead, and you think a black person did it to him. It's some fucking him. He's a goddamn night rider. He got a night rider spirit on him. A racist KKK spirit with a group of rogue police undercover up there doing that shit. She said, I'm not the first and I'm not going to be the last. This is going to happen again, but it happened every day. It's just not televised. It's not publicized. She's still under the judgment and the curse of her ancestors. Those curses and spells have not been broken. And she was the one that was under that demonic curse that them slave owners cast to have tobacco, rice, cotton, millions of dollars at their disposal, and have all of these slaves subdued to them and fearing them, and then these babies that they killed. A lot of these white women were sleeping with them slave men and got pregnant by them when Massa was away, or even when he was around. They had to get some of that goddamn black mushroom tip. Got pregnant, and they sacrificed those babies, or the white slave owners would get black women pregnant, and there was certain ones that had psychic bloodlines and royal blood. They would have them get pregnant and have a child, especially if it was a boy, and they would want to sacrifice some of them and take the parts of them and keep them for good luck charm, eat them and drink the blood. And then some female babies they would keep and rape and have their whole houses for little children, pedophile their own daughter they got from a black woman because of the magic associated with a pussy, and murder some of them and take their parts to eat them, to consume, to give them to certain demons to get power. She said they still doing it. Nobody have broken that curse off of her family. So when I seen her running down that dirt road, she was leading her to the crossroads. And now the past few hours, I've seen her breathing real hard. Like she's standing on she's in court. There's a hearing, but it's an auction block nearby. And she's like, I don't even know what's going on or why I'm here. I don't know none of y'all. Shut up, wench. Shut up, you nigga wench, you black wench. Shut your ass up, goddamn. And I'm just like, what the fuck? She's like, what are you talking about? Shut up. What did that? And there's some trees. There's some big old trees on this land just out. Look like by some woods where they have people on this block where they hang them. And you shut your ass up, goddammit, because you on trial and we're gonna burn your ass at the stake, or we're gonna sit up here and hang your damn ass. And then I'm seeing, like I told y'all last night, I said, why there's a railroad track nearby there? Why am I seeing railroad track? Because of the Underground Railroad. And then I'm seeing white folks is also up under there helping black folks. They walking the Underground Railroad. It's not just white folks, black folks that you see. That y'all think it was just for them. It's white folks down there. I see them. It's this white man with these real bright blue eyes. I think he was an abolitionist. I think his name John something. If y'all know who I'm talking about, put it in the chat. He here. There's some other ones down there that ain't with that shit. They are businessmen and they got a lot of money and big houses and a lot of property. They were helping Harriet Tubman when she go to certain regions because she couldn't talk. They'll slap her ass down, you know, for coming up there with this shit. So she had to hide in the house. The white men go out and handle the business, and sometimes their wives would help them, and the white women would help protect them and smuggle them through Chicago, and then get them down and on the railroad and tell them how to get wherever they need to go, whichever state that they're going to. He here, I think his first name was John as well. I just don't now. John D, I brought him up because that's where they get a lot of this shit from. John D is from England. He worked for the Queen of England. He's a heavy occultist and translated demonology and high magic books for the Queen and translated so they could understand them from one language to English. So you can look him up and find there's a cult book. He came in this shit, you know, and I'm just like, wow. So, and then to do these heavy occult practices and to get what you want, you had to enslave people and you had to commit murder. You had to murder them because these demons like flesh. They like human flesh and to be cast into swine, like it say in the Bible. So they had to have a constant supply of bodies. How would you do that? Well, you make slavery legal. Sexual acts, sexual fluids, blood, and roasted human flesh are some of their delicacies, as well as raw and certain parts. This shit is tied to this lady's family, as well as some preachers in there and men, and this is going to happen again. Now, if it don't happen within her family, it's going to happen to others. This is going to come up again with these police pull this shit, but see, this motherfucker here is a goddamn psychopath and a mass motherfucking serial killer. Him and some of them other polices that run with him is serial killers. Did you notice, because I went back and briefly looked at that video last night, when he pulled that gun on her after she started rebuking him in the name of Jesus, the white police beside him pulled his gun too. And it's like, why are y'all pulling guns on this little bitty lady who is totally innocent, has spiritual problems, spiritual gifts where she can see and feel shit around her, that they have not turned her, because they try to do it to me and a lot of people. Now her spiritual gifts are now a mental problem and a psychiatric curse. And you know something wrong with this lady. You could tell that lady, goddamn it, off. That lady wouldn't hurt no goddamn body. You know that lady off in the head. She seemed very nervous and a little bit scared. Just like they asked us, what's your name, Sonya? What's your last name? He said, show me your ID. You can tell me your last name. You're in trouble. You can give me your ID. I said, the fuck? And then she called them over there. Somebody tried to tell me last night she didn't. Yes, she did. She said it sounded like from what I saw, looking at the news, I looked up, she called them there. No other different people called them over her house. She said somebody was outside knocking on a wall of her house. The outside wall of her house. She hearing voices. She seeing shit that a psychiatrist or a person that ain't gifted, a person that's sane, okay? A person that's supposed to be normal and healthy-minded and sane don't hear it and don't see it. She hears it and she sees it. In her fucking 30s, almost 40 years old, she gon', I don't know what else she went through in her life, but she gon' let people convince her that she is abnormal, fucking delayed, and got a goddamn psych problem and needs some fucking meds. So she takes her ass up there to get some fucking meds, which really creates a psychedelic problem and really could make her hallucinate and have other mental and emotional issues, the side effects of whatever they gave her. Because they're saying now on the news she had some type of medication, legal medication that had marijuana in it. And even though it's legal, it could still have some possible side effects of hallucination. I'm sure, I don't know what else, but I'm going to fucking look it up because I wonder what was she giving marijuana directly as a separate medication and other psychotic meds. Because she clearly believed whatever they told her. But I'm telling you, this lady is gifted. This lady is psychic. She's an empath. She can feel demons and feel things that walk up and move around that a lot of other people can't feel and see. And the first thing people are going to tell you, either you're drugging or you're coming off of them and you're brain damaged because you were drugging, or you're mentally ill and that runs in your family. Okay, and a lot of times if you look at families that have been classified as mentally ill, a lot of times those people that have been classified as mentally ill are also very psychic and are empaths. So when they say, oh, it's somebody over there at the wall, oh, she's probably high out there on that shit in the street and we don't know it. You is correct. And then they all get together and do it inside the family. Then everybody outside the family does it. Next thing you know, you believe it because nobody supports you. You know, you need to go over there and see about yourself and get some help. Next thing you know, this fucker's taking this shit. Now you really classified like that. And ain't nobody gonna fucking listen to you. Unless, oh, they say that's a crazy lady. But then, what the crazy lady say comes true. So now you say they're crazy, but you're scared of them. See, I know how this goes. I grew up with people like that in the family. They did it. A couple of women, men, you might see them on the street because they family and everybody else drove them to drink or do drugs or be homeless because nobody will support them or don't want them around them. And your person gives into the shit. You know, back then, just like it's more open now, but in the black community, it's still that way. Where, you know, they don't support people like me. Unless you're in a church. You have the same abilities that I'm born with, and now you're a prophetess, you're a prophet. You're outside of their church. You're a soothsayer and you got your gift from a damn demon. The devil blessed the same way that the God blessed. So I'm born just like you is with it. But for some reason I'm a seed of God, I'm a spawn of Satan, goddammit. And you know, now cause you in your church and you sanctified and filled with the Holy Ghost and baptized. I was baptized too when I was little, but now I'm baptized of the seed of Satan, goddammit, because I don't want to go in here and do your tricky dick and all this other bullshit and this low life shit y'all doing now. that y'all do on the low. So now you want to trash me, or some other bitches want to trash me because you don't want to compete with me. Which to me, I'm not competing with nobody, but these bitches want to compete with you. And they'll say lies on you and try to tell you now any kind of filthy lie they can think of, they'll say it. It's usually sexual. Because they feel you and your gift. And they cannot discredit you. Even when they discredit you, the discrediting doesn't last long because your works and what you said speak for the goddamn gift that God gave you. So this lady, I can see it. I don't care what nobody say. This lady's not crazy. She had no business on them meds. She would have been better off getting her some joints, smoking them at goddamn home that were clean, that didn't have no fucked up shit in it, and learning to embrace herself and see what the fuck she's seeing. Because if she did, she would have known, don't call them. And if she would have known, if she called them, she would have asked the spirits to send her certain ones, and she would have banished them demons out of her house, and she would have broken that bloodline curse. Because I see the seal. I see the demonic seal on her. It was in her aura, and it was in the air in the house, because the demons started saying, hello, look, I'm here. No, and I'm here. They started purring, not pointing. Purring me. They start purring themselves out and introducing. They said, I said, what the fuck? That's what this is? So they knew bringing him in there, they jumped on him, but he already had demonic curses on him. He is a walking, talking minister of death. He's an executioner. It's a demonic spirit on him from a racist bloodline. He had demonic spells casted on him too. He's walking with this thing on him. And it's a bloodlust, death and destroying war god and demon that's on him. Y'all, it has a Nordic god on it. A European racist demon that they call the god they place on him. These are the things I'm seeing. These are all from time where they have traveled through time. George Washington just came up in here. Because when they were talking about George Washington chopping down the cherry tree, that was symbolic of him making the blood of the Moors run, killing black folks, and destroying the Moroccan treaties. See, these people know, because they have all the technology they had back then, to physically die, get up out the body, get another body, recreate themselves and come back, and then have their ancestors teach the babies. Teach the white babies to recreate this and reincarnate. And then they do the secret black magic. They have the books of demonology, and they've gotten them from Egypt. They've gotten them from Africa. And the Pope has them. And the Queen of England. This is how they rule. And they must keep their foot on you and keep your blood flowing and your meat in their mouth. And they dig in your ass. See, this is where the body's at, Sonya. Because she's showing me the bodies they need to raise up out the ground. Because I seen a woman come up out the dirt. One of these polices has killed that black woman. And it's another one with a pocketbook. And I see bones in it. And somebody's a baby. Like some of them might have been, one of them might have been pregnant by one of these polices. Goddamn it. I mean, oh. That's what the baby's saying. One of them white police is just fucking them black girls up there. Girl done come up pregnant. She all excited. But we're gonna be together, and I love you. You love me, and you're gonna tell your wife and leave them with me. He's not gonna leave my white wife and these white children for you. I told you that I want some black pussy. I fucked you. I liked it. This shit. Y'all ain't what they said. God damn it. Now he done got sprung, and he can't let her go. But she is talking about this baby and this la la land shit, and he don't want to hear it, and he didn't tell her, and she didn't see it, and he killed her. The baby is cat. Hit my cash up, make it clap. So Sonya Massey, 4-year-old. That's 4 years old. Wait a minute, is that true? Why would the police kill a 4-year-old? How the baby get caught up in some shit like that? Oh boy, because I seen it in a family, and now y'all, how would somebody please tell me thank you, Ayana, how did a 4-year-old get killed by the police? Y'all, what happened? Because the slave trials are still going on in her family. And I'm saying that's why I saw the dirt road, and she's like, she couldn't control herself. Her force was pushing her body down the road. And that's why I asked y'all last night. Nobody said, and I said, would y'all check and see, is it a railroad? I said, why this railroad up here? And now I know that's the Underground Railroad. They killing white folks. They killing black folks. They killing the white ones because you is a nigger lover, because you is helping these niggas escape, goddamn it. And you hiding these niggas in the attic and under the goddamn baseboards of the floor. And in your basement, we coming to kill their ass. Y'all gonna do us like that? Whites turn against whites? Bring this nigger loving motherfucking white motherfucker out this goddamn house. And them sheriffs, them deputies and shit, during legalized slavery was killing white folks. I got something for your ass, goddammit. Doing it to their own folks. Because you is protecting these goddamn niggers up in here. Get his goddamn it. Spit that bark and that snuff out the side of their goddamn mouth. Bring his goddamn it nigger loving ass out here. Now, Jim Bob, I told you about this shit at the last goddamn it Chamber of Commerce meeting that I heard you was doing it. I pulled a shotgun on you and I asked you, Jim Bob, were you pulling this shit? You told me no, but you know we've had you under surveillance, goddamn it. And here, whoop, there it is, goddamn it. Bring all the horsemen. Because we finna kill one of our own tonight who looks like one of us. Is really a goddamn it nigger lover. Goddamn it. Get straight Jim Bob up in this motherfucker. See, all y'all can get it, goddamn it. Y'all don't want to go. All y'all can get this motherfucking shit. And feel this KKK shit, goddamn, you don't want to play. I mean, so her cousin was in DV relationship. The boyfriend used the little boy. What? The boyfriend used the little boy as a shield. Said Tara Miller was her 4-year-old cousin, not nephew. The police officer will not face charges. Why? Because he was shooting at the grown man, and the grown man put the little boy up there in front of the bullets. He wasn't aiming for the child. Oh, I like that, Ayana. Intuition dripping. I like that there. And what they said, so Tara Miller was her 4-year-old cousin, not nephew. But who was the one that held the 4-year-old Tara up in front of them to do that? Oh, the boyfriend. Okay, so the boyfriend was not related to the 4-year-old or to Sonya Massey. That's one of Sonya Massey's relatives was dating this man who used Sonya Massey's cousin, the 4-year-old cousin, as a shield for bullets. Oh my God. Did they get the guy, or did the bullets go through the baby and hit him? You said her cousin, and they said she was arguing with the officer's wife at the hospital, and she cursed her his wife. Yeah, but where's the evidence of that? And what is the wife's name? So that, because I don't really want to speak on anything unless y'all have verified the story. Because people have said that, but they didn't show me the evidence. So where's the receipt on this here? Before I comment on it, I want to see a picture of the nurse. I want to see her name, and I want the media to verify that her nurse is this policeman's wife that murdered Sonya. Has the authorities verified this? Where is it? I want to see it. Because there was an agenda to shoot her, but the vibe I got though, that really wasn't premeditated like that. The way he acted and the way she acted, because before that with the pot of water, he made no attempts towards her. to assault her, to arrest her. He never pulled his weapon. It didn't, it really, because he's so paranoid and he's done so much dirty shit to black people, and he's walked up on a lot of people and killed them like he did overseas, and we'll never know what he did over there and at other police agencies that he was moved around to. So I'm clear he's very paranoid because he's a killer. He's a serial killer. So he don't trust nobody out in the field. That's a robbing crew he's with and a murdering crew. They done stole money and all kind of shit. They got undercover robbing gangs in that same fucking police department robbing niggas up there. God damn it. And involved in that gang shit. Now, I don't know where she at in Illinois. Can y'all tell me, is she anywhere near the gangs and the drugs? Because I'm getting that they move out. Them and other police departments and precincts are connected with some undercover nigga gang shit. Protection, extortion, bribery, murder, setting folks up. Babies dead. Babies dead. Women's dead and prostituted and raped. Just like this girl is telling me she was pregnant and a police murdered her, and she's showing me a park with a playground where they had them swings I grew up on that I love when I find parks like that. You know how you get the swing set and it's got the metal bars that build the frame of the swing set, and then it's got chain, like chain link, that hook up and come down to make the long swing, like real long on the ground, and it's got like a black rubber seat that's hooked on to the swing. But that's some old school swings right there, goddamn. Where you sit in one of them, it's kind of low. If the chains is long on the swing, you sit in one of them and you back up when you get your ass gripped down in it, and you grab the chains on the side of your little swing, and you stand up and back all the way back. Swoosh. You damn sit down and lift your legs up and just swoosh. Lean forward in the front and the legs straight out, and then you pull them back as you going back, just kick it. Swoosh. You keep on going, you hit it real high. Them the real goddamn it swings right there in that real playground. With that dirty gravel and shit out there in that long ass slime boat. She showed me a park like that. She by the park. Send me the map of Chicago. I can see what the fuck they telling me. Because now they sitting up talking to me. I can see this lady, hear this lady real good because her mind is open. She's a channel. But she doesn't understand that she's in a time warp with her family bloodline. This portal is still wide open. She's living in parallel universes. This lady is bad. This lady would be a bad motherfucker if she wouldn't have gave in to the okie doke. Because she's now in another dimension. I'm trying to tell her ass. She between the 1700s and the 1900s. Early 1900s, before 1945. Around lower down 1930, 25, 15, 10. She's somewhere in around here. And then as the other ancestors get railroad. I see the steam of the train. There's a railroad also on top, a railroad station, a train station on top. Not just the underground railroad where they go through there with no train going through there. It's ones on the top of there. What you say? Oh, it's still some sundown towns up there, Crystal? Okay, Springfield, Illinois. What you know about any drug activity, gang activity in Springfield, Illinois? And is it still sundown towns up in there, Crystal? I'm sure it is, because we see what he did to her. Them other white police was with that shit. They just know they couldn't stage it and move the body, create a storyline, because they have to submit them cameras. And you have to answer if your camera is off and your camera caught nothing. They were going to have some explaining to do. That's the only thing that saved her as a witness. But then again, like I said, I look in that lady's face. That lady don't bother nobody. She don't go around provoke. She's like a little rat. She's very timid. She's sweet. She didn't know her power. She didn't stand in her power. I would be surprised, and I could be wrong, If y'all show me that lady a hellraiser, it would shock the shit out of me because I looked in her eyes and the sweetness and softness in her eyes. I don't see that they made her into a bitch. Because she would have handled it. She was mean and because of whatever been done to her. She wouldn't have handled that shit like she did. Sitting there, I would never get on my meds and dial 911. Lord, what the fuck told this lady? To get on the meds first and call them motherfucking people. Goddamn it, out us. Shit. Like antebellum? Okay. Hey, Kim. Oh, boy. There's finna be some more shit behind this on the low. Somebody else on that street saw that shit and they scared. And they done secretly talk to peoples around their area and let them know I don't get in this shit. It's some other shit going on here, and I'm telling you, she is not the beginning of this. She is just one of the victims of the shit. It's a whole other underground network, and it's bodies everywhere. This is what this pregnant, this younger girl done set up here with that little baby. The little baby started talking to me. She wasn't even 9 months, but I say by 4, 5, 6, she second trimester where that baby had shaped up. You could tell it was a human baby. She around close to 6 months. Not quite over 7, but I think at 6 months, that baby big enough for you to see that it's a human child. It got feet and legs. Correct me if I'm wrong, I have to look it up. You said, yes, it is Springfield, Illinois. It's so bad for racism. What? It's not that far from where the murdered Jelani Day. What? I'm from Kankakee. That's what King Von was talking about, Kankakee, Illinois. By that song took her to the O. Said 120 miles per. Yeah, these police is travel, goddammit, and they talk to each other and do dirty shit together. I wonder, you can look it up. I look up, I get a chance, the history of slavery in that area. And murders and hangings and shootings and decapitation and all kind of shit went on as it did in Georgia and everywhere else. But this lady's family is still, goddamn, they reliving that curse. She could have broken that curse, but I guess we know why, because what she said, I bind you in the name of Jesus. See, that blocked her right there from even believing she had the power to start consecrating herself and doing spiritual cleansing and lighting up candles, because the first thing they would have said is that that's of the devil, but they light candles in the church, like the white candles in there, and then you practice mock cannibalism when you drink of his blood and eat of his flesh. It's symbolic of being accountable. But you're not, so she was too blinded by this religious shit. Instead of being spiritual, like she was born, she was religious, so she did not practice her natural born abilities to cleanse and defend and protect herself on a spiritual level, which is not satanic at all, because you don't call demons to do it. You don't need to. You can use the Bible to do that. And read the 23rd Psalm, take a bath in hyssop. See, the Bible talks about these spells. The Bible is a magic book itself if you taught how to read it and how to use it. Lord have mercy. You said it's bad. Kankakee is an Indian name, and the Indian, and I bet they were black Indians, is strong. If you look up 7 hells of the devil, is Southern Illinois. Lord, you see what I'm saying? See, this is going on everywhere, and they're hiding it. I pray that this one here, who got caught for doing her, that all these people associated with these other white polices, with other murders that people don't know about, and they think that it's just niggas killing niggas, And these women that are missing up and through there, I hope somebody starts to tell what I'm seeing. Them policeists did this shit. Now some black policeists did it too. They was involved. I wonder, is it any Hispanic or half Hispanic or some policeists is on any of these police forces? Either in the areas y'all talking about that are rough, are they all black? Or in this area here where this lady was viciously and brutally murdered. Cause okay, see now I wonder if y'all find somebody of another race in there. Let me know. Even if it's a race of color. In any area of the police department, they could be in an administration, they could be a supervisor, they could, work at City Hall, but also work in the police department. I just seen them. With black hair and a black mustache. Either they Mexican or some kind of Spanish descent or Latin descent from somewhere else. I just seen him. I'm praying the spirits bring this out with these police involved in these rapes and these murder of these missing women and these children and ones that come up dead as Jane Does and John Does and shit in the goddamn it morgue. Some of these police these rings and they let these niggas do it. They undercover tied to mafia families and they help to bring the goddamn it. You know what? That might be why I just seen that's Mexican face, Spanish face. I also seen a European face, like a Russian or what is this other? It's a European, but it's another name. Like they could be Romanian, Polish, Italian. These different, very powerful mob families are also working with these polices. And they're working with the Mexican mob, bringing that dope in there. And they control, Lord, why, you know what? I don't know what I'm talking about. I really don't. I'm just telling you what's coming in my head. Now, if y'all know anything about what I'm saying, you could let me know, because y'all actually up there. Y'all physically up there. I'm seeing this shit from Atlanta, goddammit. I mean, I'm this dope in these black communities. I'm telling you now, this is coming from the cartel. It's in Chicago already with the polices working with them, but it's other white families that I'm seeing from other European countries on the low. You start seeing these polices coming up dead, that's why. That's why something gonna happen to them. And then they dispose of bodies. I'm seeing bodies in freezers down there down in the freezer down there where it's cool at, where the basement at, goddamn it. They might be cut up in a part of some Polish sausage or something. Part of a goddamn it meat sauce with meatballs and tomato and stuff all in it. It's good too, but they don't know that's what it is. Man, have you seen Dominic around the way? I've been looking for Dominic for that. Yeah. Why don't you sit down and eat something? We'll figure it out. I'm hungry right now. Give him some wine. You eating a little bit of Dominic Oh, this is the kind of shit this how they get down. What you said, Priscilla? You said it was part of the Louisiana Purchase, the French and Choctaw and Mount Illinois, Aztec, Mexican. Yeah, but you're going to see some of these areas where these black gangs dominate, they finna be extinct. They bringing them immigrants and shit in them areas that don't give a fuck about no damn nigger and nothing living or motherfucking dead. And the politicians and the police going to secretly vote to let they ass come in them poor areas and take over, goddammit, and kill them gang members and drug dealers off, and they're gonna take over. They're gonna be working under them or be down in the ground. Goddamn, they'll have to run off to another area. It's finna turn into a war zone in the United States like you have never seen. And what you see in third world countries and shit, you're gonna start seeing over here because they letting the third world motherfuckers over here. Because they got a culling and a cleansing that they wanna do. You seen this cancer? They're gonna have their prostitutes out on the corner. They're gonna get rid of the nigger prostitutes, the nigger sissies that dress up like bitches and nigger trannies and shit. They're gonna replace all that, and they're gonna have theirs out there, and you don't want to do it. You get your ass beat up, choke, or drive by while you ask you, come here. I want to buy some pussy. You really. Yeah, you said, boy, I want to buy some boy pussy. Come, pow. Nigga fall back. Now, you can fall back voluntarily like I told you to. Or we'll walk up on you at midnight where you finna get in the car with a nigga and we'll blow your shit back. Goddamn, I mean, which one is it? It doesn't matter to us. One way you gonna get down and lay down now. See, because they're gonna start taking over and it's finna get cold. It's finna get cold. They already plotting. Why do you think Biden and them done put them down in certain era? They already doing it in New York. There are no shelters on the wealthy side of town. They put it on the minority town side and where the niggas get food stamp and welfare and Section 8 and shit. And you really think they're not going to start moving out trying to survive and make money? Come up in a foreign city with no relatives, no money, no inheritance? They sipping them on the nickels. Now you watch and see and spreading disease, yeah. Yeah, diseases that a lot of them are immune to or resistant to, and parasites and worms and funguses and shit. You know, they all about getting that money. And they really don't care about nobody feeling. They gotta survive. So if it's them against you, you know what the fuck it is. Because they don't have no connection to you, your land, your nationality. They've been told you ain't shit no way. This ain't your goddamn land. And even if it is, your motherfucking ass don't goddamn own shit or make no decisions. And the folks that are supposed to look like you and be you in government said they ain't one of you, goddamn, and they ruling yay on the shit instead of goddamn it nay on the shit. Put their ass over there and give them whatever they want. Cause they not scared like they send all them polices and they bring the armor police truck and shit in there. See, them motherfuckers like from El Salvador, Honduras, Mexico and shit, they not scared of no niggers. See, cause that shit y'all doing, they do that. Plus goddamn all the way up on 10. And you know, the nigga from Jamaica and all the other niggas from over there, you know, the different Latin countries and shit, they walk around killing motherfuckers with machetes. Just chopping a bitch, you know, chopping niggas and shit. As well as shooting. Watching you with your head there, ordering their food. Because they growed up like that. They have to see that shit. They're born into war. And a lot of them African countries, they born into war. Just like they so the shit you're not used to, that we not around because we don't participate in that shit, that's how they eat. Or they won't eat. Or they starve. Or they taken from their mama at 5 and 6 years old, put in they boot camps, they military camps, learn how to shoot, learn how to kill. They really have no feeling, no understanding what they doing until they get older. And their mama can't say nothing, daddy can't say nothing over there. You know, it's not like it is over here. Who you gonna report it to? Who gonna do something about shit? They own the motherfucking police. So it's in certain areas there is no police control. They just sit back and make their money on top, and it's either the rich or the poor, no middle class. So these people they don't have no feelings about life or death. They're only concerned about their life. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. And it's not going to happen to everybody, no. But if you in them zones, you will be subjected to it because it's going to get to a point where it gets so overcrowded. Unless there's a new administration that comes in to stop it. And that would be Trump, because Kamala Harris is right under this Biden administration when this is going on right now. And what she did, what her and him did for the border, and they said she was in control of the border. The only way this will stop is somebody like Trump getting there. So it's really like the lesser of two evils. You're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't. They said she ahead of him, but we still have not gotten to election day and got the final count to see who. I just hope it ain't her. Not that he's the best choice, goddammit, but that's the only two choices that you got. They'll force you into doing something that you don't want to do because the other choice is a little more fucked up than that one. I don't know about this one. To me, I know Trump would not allow that shit to go on. Her, we know she would because it's already happening and she hasn't stopped it. So she got to be with it because it's going on. Yes, in New York they just did it. Anyway, you said folks walking around, they on that shit. They also putting the psychedelic drugs and they keep upping them and making them stronger. A lot of these people in such despair, they on drugs. And then they get on them and can't get off of them. They get addicted to them. I don't know about that high life. You by yourself is not going to be able to stop this. I mean, and even if you prepare, if you're living in an area where that's all around you, you're not going to survive by yourself because those people will turn on you. Them black folks will turn on you. They're already doing it. They will rob you and steal from you. So you by yourself in those areas are not going to make it because it's too many of them. And a lot of these niggas ain't shit. They'll sit there and do that shit to you and set your ass up like a fire in the wood. So it's best to get out of the motherfucking areas and get with people that back you and support you. So I'm getting ready to go. I've been here 52 minutes. Then you said, okay, New York is sending lots of immigrants to CA, Colorado, and a lot from Venezuela. Yeah, I think they're very racist there. And very violent. So you're going to run into that, and they got gangs. It's going to be conflict. It's going to be a clash because they taught them to be that way about us. But they are a lot of them are staying in New York, and they're putting them in what you say, Mohammed about Barron Trump. What about Barron Trump? You say, I'm going to go anyway because she said nobody donated. So I'm not going to keep on giving my information out. It's a waste of my time. You say our enemies is other countries. You got enemies right here. This government right here. Just looking through the comments here, seeing what I missed. Y'all, thank you for feeling. I got to find out more about the 4-year-old. You said it's her cousin? Did somebody say that that's her cousin? Terrell Miller. Okay, I'm going to go find out about this now. Thank you for being here and loving me and supporting me. And if you want more about this information, donate, subscribe, share, like. I love you all. Talk to you soon.